All right, good evening, ladies. Um, this is another episode of Pumpamentals. We haven't done it in a couple of weeks because ConfuGen was in Kenya, I believe.
Yeah,
How was that?
yeah. It was good, thanks. Yeah, it was pretty hot, but too many mosquitoes. So
Was it a holiday or were you there for work? Or
no, I was there for like a family wedding actually. So
oh, okay,
yeah,
okay, nice. That's pretty cool. I'd love to go there.
yeah, I definitely recommend it. The only issue is the
Really?
Wi-Fi is not the best. So if you're, I
Okay.
wasn't really degenning, but if you were, then it's not the best. So
And sometimes you need a break.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Yeah, so that was a cool experience, though. Like completely different.
Yeah, yeah. No, it was pretty cool. Hopefully I haven't missed too much while I've been away.
Yeah, it's. I feel like we've come back a little bit since you went away. Uh, Obviously, Hyperliquid just keeps pumping. Yeah, Bitcoin almost back at all-time highs, which is nice. A little bit of Iran is starting World War III, but yeah, that doesn't matter. Fuck it, we're grand for the moment. But yeah, maybe we'll start on Hyperliquid. Um, have have you succumbed to the hype train yet?
I mean,
Have you
I've always
bridged?
liked it. I do have a little bit of hype exposure from last year.
Okay, nice.
Not
Oh,
enough,
nice, nice.
but
Yeah,
I because I got in through the NFTs, the Hypeo NFTs last year, and trading some other NFTs there. And yeah, I used the Perps platform as well. I'm not a big Perps fan, but the
yeah,
product's so nice, and I just thought I'd use it in case I get something for season two. So
yeah, yeah. Like, for me, I do think the way they've structured the hype token. I just made a video on this. I haven't published it, but it'll be out in a couple of days. Like everything, every feature, every product, every aspect, like from the Hyper EVM chain, from the Perps platform, from the spot, like, and anyone who wants to build on top of Hyperliquid, it's all centered around providing value back to the hype token, or either burning hype or buying back hype, or so it's just like insane how they structured this, that like it spits in the face of every other coin ever. Like every other coin has insiders dumping 24/7, like insider allocations, and this is doing the exact opposite. And like even meme coins, like they obviously have no inflation or anything, no insider selling theoretically, even though there is. But this is like even more better tokenomics than a meme coin. So I do think it's becoming the main consensus play. And once it does become consensus, maybe a little bit higher, like around 60, 70, 80, I'd say it's consensus. Like at then I still think it'll have a little bit of juice. Like I think it's gonna be a triple figure coin, in my opinion.
um yeah, I totally agree. Like when normies last year they were asking me what to buy, and I would recommend Bitcoin and then Solana. And now if they ask me, I just tell them to buy Hyperliquid instead. So I tell them to sell Solana. The only thing is it's quite hard to buy Hyperliquid, so most of them won't buy it because it's not on
Yeah,
Coinbase, which is what they use. But if it
it's
was,
on
then
it's on Binance recently,
that's a
I
good
believe.
point. Yeah, I don't think many
Yeah,
of them use Binance, but yeah, I guess
yeah,
yeah, if they do, that's actually a bullish thing for the token price. Actually, it's not even on Coinbase, so
yeah, exactly.
it's like that's another catalyst because they have to add it, so they have
Yeah,
to. So
and when they add a coin, when Coinbase adds a coin, they have to buy up a good bit of the supply in order to have liquidity on Coinbase. So they have to implement a bit of buying pressure to list it. Uh, if I'll just like maybe briefly talk about like what you can do to farm the next airdrop for
yeah, that'd be
Hyperliquid.
useful for me as well. Like,
Okay, well, without farming, the two meme coins that I'm holding, the two main meme coins I'm holding are Per, which is like Hyperliquid. this was actually issued by the team, so it's like the official mascot of Hyperliquid. I think it's like maybe like 150 million market cap. Maybe it's a bit higher now today. So maybe like 200 million market cap. So like medium size. Like this is the biggest meme coin on Hyperliquid, when the biggest meme coin on Solana is like, you know, a couple billion. Like Farcoin, I think, is the biggest, and the biggest on Ethereum's a few billion as well. Sheeb. So Per, and then Buddy is the other one I like, which is like some meme that they all say, "All right, buddy." I don't know what it is, but yeah, that's just the lore. So yeah, holding a bit of those spot meme coins, probably, I think they'll, if Hyperliquid does well, they should outperform it over the medium term, in my opinion. And you know, you're getting up points to do that. The other thing you can do, if I actually connect here, well, it doesn't matter. I'll just tell you what I'm doing. For example, you basically want to get as much volume on Hype as possible. What I've been doing the last few days is, okay, this has dropped significantly, but the funding on Hyperliquid was like 200% today when this started ripping. So what you can do is you can short the perp and you can long the spot and basically get the free funding and increase your volume as well.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so that's just making use of the funding arbitrage. And then using the EVM as well. This is a nice one. You get 15% APY on Felix on basically USD. So you just need to buy Felix USD and you can make 15%. And this is like one of the top projects on Hyperliquid EVM. And they're going to do an airdrop, and it's probably going to help with your airdrop towards Hype as well. So they're kind of the main things. Also, I have a bit of this token called Liquid.
I have that one actually. That's the only other token I hold apart from Hype. I only bought it because D Farmer showed it like last week or week before. No, I think 2 weeks ago. And he was like, this is like a pump fund type token launchpad. And he's bullish, so I bought it. So, but
yeah, that's what it is.
So I think he was bullish because, is it because they do revenue share with all the stakers or something? I think that's why he was very bullish on it.
Yeah, so it's an aggregator just like Jupiter. So basically, it'll find you the best routing for whatever trade you want to make. I don't know if people use that as much on Hyperliquid. People just generally just go straight to the DEX, but they have this aggregator, and they also have this like pump fund thing. And you know, I've actually used it. I accidentally made a meme coin that took off that I didn't even realize. But anyway, that's a story for another day. Yeah, but because like this site isn't great, or at the time it was just like so buggy, so I accidentally created one, and then I tried to create it again, so I created two, and then a load of people were messaging me like, bro, what the fuck did you do? I was like, how the fuck did you know I even created a coin? And then anyway, they like tracked my wallet down to my Twitter and everything. Like, wow. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's gas. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, basically they share 100% of the revenue to stakers that they make. Liquid does, so that's an interesting little token. Pump Fun and Jupiter all in one, but still, I've used it a little bit, and it's not like, you know, it's not perfect. Like the Hyper EVM is in. It feels like it's still in beta, so people think it's a finished product. It's absolutely not finished product yet. They're gonna keep innovating on it, so it's a little bit shit right now, in my opinion. But you know, Hypercore is still amazing. And then the main thing you should be doing is trading spot. So trading like Bitcoin spot, Ethereum, Solana spot. Like I think that's the best thing you can be doing. So basically, send your Solana. You can deposit Solana directly into Hyperliquid, just like it's any other address. So you just hit deposit, and then you hit Solana, and you deposit in there, sell your Solana, buy Hype or buy Farcoin or whatever. So just trading the spot, that's like the best thing. So yeah, that's the main stuff I wanted to talk about for Hyperliquid. I do have a video coming out, like if you want to get into the nerdy stuff that they're doing, that'll be good if you like that.
Oh, nice. And do you know what that code thing is they're gonna do? I heard that there's like some thing where people can make their own perp dexes or something.
Oh, they're
Have you
on
heard of that?
perps. You can list your own perps.
Yeah, if you like stake 1 million tokens or something.
Yeah, exactly. So if you stake 1 million tokens, then you can enter the auction to be able to list a perp, and then you'll get 50% of the fees on that perp. So essentially, you need 1 million hype, which is what, $40 million. So that's basically burn supply, because you have to stake it to keep your perp active, and then you have to auction. You have to win the auction in hype in order to be able to list the perp. So that'll be, whatever that auction comes to, and another few $100,000. I have no idea what those auctions are going to go for, because probably quite a lot at the start. But anyway, that's all going to be burned. So it'd be like 1 million taken out of circulating supply, staked, and then another amount burned from the auction, and then 50% will go of the trading fees will go to whoever owns the perp, and then the other 50% goes back to Hyperliquid Assistance Fund, or it's burned. Either one of them. Anyway, so 50% of the fees again will just be essentially burned or taken out of the supply. So it's like 3 ways that they're going to burn hype in one new improvement proposal.
Wow,
But
there's so
yeah,
many good like flywheels in this token.
man, it's crazy. It's actually crazy when you dig into it. Like just don't sell your hype for a while, unless it's life changing or something.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm hoping that this war, obviously, I don't want it to cause a bad market, but like, I wouldn't mind getting an entry into hype because, the last entry, if it has a dip.
Yeah, like it's like I think I had it here. I had like the entry marked out here in this blue line around 28, and it's always quite a bullish sign if it doesn't actually hit the obvious target, like the obvious previous support. It's so strong that it doesn't even make it to the previous support. Like, it just means people really want it, are willing to buy it even before it gets to the obvious support zone. So
It is
yeah, it's
the
just
strongest token, yeah. The
yeah, so it's
strongest
just
alt
yeah,
token, even anyway. So.
yeah, it's just hard to get a juicy enough dip to ape in. Like, obviously that was crazy, but
I
yeah,
guess it's like, when Solana kept pumping and then we thought $80 is too high now, but it wasn't. So like it's probably, or
yeah,
like $60. It's probably like that. Like it's still not late kind of thing. So
it's so reminiscent of Solana in 2023. Like, it's eerily similar. Like, people still fading it and stuff.
yeah, a lot of people are coping. I see Y22 trying to short it like all the time.
Really, yeah,
Yeah. So I
yeah,
think people are just coping about it because they didn't get the airdrop probably, and then they just never bought it, and now they're annoyed it's pumped a lot. So
yeah. But like, in fairness, it is hard to buy it at $40 when maybe the upside is like a 2x, 3x in a really good case.
mhm.
You know what I mean? 4x would be amazing, but like, that's not guaranteed or anything. But when you're kind of a bit later into the cycle, you can't really be expecting 100x on the majors anymore, or 10,
Yeah,
even in 10x. Like,
yeah, I totally agree.
all right, I think we'll move on. I wanted to touch on Launchcoin. You were talking about Cled. Have you been keeping up on that, or did you only get back from Kenya recently?
Yeah, so I had Khaled before I left, and I sold it
Okay.
yesterday. I don't know what is. because people keep fudding it, and I don't actually think the FUD is that legit. But because
Yeah,
people keep fudding it, even like Mike Dowdis was fudding it, so like I just had to sell it for now. But I think I might buy it back here. I don't know. I'll watch it because I think it's people are saying it's like a LARP token, but I think it's legit. But the thing is, the founder was caught selling tokens after he announced the flywheel.
yeah,
Um, so that is a bit bad. So like, but he said he needed it to pay for like operations, so it could be true. So I don't know. It's a tricky one. What do
yeah.
you what do you think about it?
I think it's a scam, and I think scams pump the hardest. So
Yeah. It reminds me of Cerebro, yeah. So I was like, that's also why I kind of liked it, but people are so quick to FUD now because we let Cerebro go to 400 mil, they won't even let it go to 100 mil. Like they just FUD. So
but in fairness to Cloud, it's actually a really interesting idea. So essentially, what it does, correct me if I'm wrong, you can sign up to Cloud, and then you can essentially sell it all your photos on your iPhone, all your probably text messages, and you can sell it all your data, and that's actually extremely valuable data that AI companies would never have access to in any other way unless you selling it. Which, like, obviously you're not going to get fucking like annual salary from this, but if you can get a few £100 for your photos and you don't mind an AI company being able to use your photos to train their models, there you go.
exactly, it's a really good idea. It's like it reminds me of Grass, but by a drop shipper kind of person, right? Like
Yeah,
a like a really like Wish version of Grass, but it is a good idea. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I don't, like. I can't really tell what's his name. The founder, Avi
Avi?
Patel. Yeah.
Avi, yeah.
Where is he going there?
He is followed by Mark Andreessen though, I think, so, and some other
Yeah.
notable
So
people. So he's not like, he has some connections.
yeah, he does have connections, and there he is. Yeah, he's 21. Like, he seems like he's like super, a little bit full of himself,
Yeah.
but I suppose that's okay. Like,
It's probably a good thing.
yeah. Um, but and also Pasternak, he's the guy who created Launchcoin in the first place. Um,
He's pretty young as well.
oh, is he? I don't even know what
I
age he
think
is,
he is,
but
yeah.
he's super well connected. Like all the AI companies, like he kind of seems to have connections with like all the most interesting like budding entrepreneurs who would be like the perfect market to create some of these, what would you call the believe companies, like small applications that are just taking off that need a bit of capital. It's kind of perfect for that, and they're kind of, a lot of them are AI related.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so Ben Pasternak's only 25, so I had a look.
Jesus.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
like this is another example. Yapper. This is basically a
that's a good
little
one.
app.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been holding this, and it's just got, well, actually, I've been providing liquidity on it, so it's been good for LPing because it's just going sideways. It's a little
I th-
app that you can, yeah, basically you can feed it, Donald Trump, a video of Donald Trump. You can tell it what to say and make Donald Trump say whatever you want him to say. So and it looks really good then. So it's just like a simple app that is going to generate a bit of revenue and has this coin tied to it.
yeah, exactly. And there's another one I'm following called Reply Guys.
I haven't heard of that.
I signed up for the beta and they recently sent me an invite code. I need to actually join. I try to remember what it is, but this one looked really good. Like, but the app wasn't out, so I think you can try it out now. Uh,
Cool.
I'm just trying to log in now. Yeah, it's some sort of messaging app. Everyone can see your messages. So uh, yeah, I'll have to look into it a bit more and I can report back. But I would like look into this one. Reply, guys.
Okay. I'll leave that open. Just to add on to the Believe and Launchcoin, if you actually look at the revenue that Launchcoin is making, it's actually insane. So they've over the last 7 days they made what 1.5 million, 1.4 million, 1.2 million, 600,000. So we could say on average like around $1 million a day. And then when you factor into account, Hyperliquid makes like 2 million a day these days, 3 million a day. And Launchcoin is what 250 million market cap. So it's making half as much as Hyperliquid. Obviously, that's like you can't really annualize. Like Hyperliquid has been making that for longer and will be making that for longer. Like there's no guarantee that Launchcoin is going to continue making that much, but it kind of goes to show that they are generating crazy revenue.
Yeah, I think they could. Like I've been adding to the Launchcoin actually. I don't have as much as I'd like, so I'm hoping for a retrace again. But yeah, I'm trying not to play the new launches as much now. I'm just buying Launchcoin because it's proven itself to me anyway. Like with what's launching on here, so and like you said, the fees. So
Yeah, so like at the moment, Pump Fun is making about the same revenue as Pump Fun on a daily basis,
exactly.
and Pump Fun is 4 billion. Launchcoin is 200 million. Now, it hasn't proven itself. A lot of these things that are coming out of it are a bit scammy, but it's still interesting.
Yeah, like there was some cloud thing thing that launched JVTO. I'm just having a look. That's at 3.5. And then, but there was actually a more interesting one. What was it called? Dextoro. It's like an app. DTR, I think, is the ticker. It's like a trading, like a Robinhood type app, and it like came out at
Oh,
like
cool.
300K and it went to like 5 million or something because it's quite legit.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
So it's still pumping out interesting projects.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how. Like, what's the advantage of going through Launchcoin and doing it yourself? The network effect or something?
I think it's probably the network effect. Like with Dextoro, right? People start downloading the app and using it, so they're probably getting fees on the app now as well. And I guess because if Ben Pasternak then replies to you, um, people buy your token and then people like try your app. Because I think the one you mentioned, Yappa, had record downloads because of probably Launchcoin, I think. So
Really?
yeah, it's a good way to market your product actually to
Okay.
launch via, like you said, you could still do it via Pump Fund, but I just feel like if you do it via Launchcoin, it feels a bit more legit, whereas people might
Yeah.
ignore it now if it's not potentially on
Yeah.
Launchcoin.
I think they kind of vet what is getting launched through Launchcoin now a little bit.
Exactly, and Launchcoin might even do a flywheel where they buy back the top 10 or something, like we don't know yet, but he's definitely doing a flywheel. So
Yeah.
yeah,
People have been begging for the flywheel for a while.
yeah. So it'd be nice to
Yeah.
get an
So
entry again under 200, but I don't know. Depends on the market, I guess.
yeah. I'm still like somewhat skeptical on the whole idea, but like you can't deny it when it's making crazy revenue, and making revenue is what people are interested in right now. Like they want to invest in projects that make a lot of revenue, and this one is.
The main thing for me is that if and when he announces and does the flywheel, it's probably going to send, isn't it? Like maybe short term. I don't know about long term, but I feel
Yeah,
like it
true.
could send to like 400 mil or 500. I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
that's too
easily,
high.
easily.
But yeah,
I'd say
so
easily.
yeah, so and then like what if he announces incentives for builders and then more builders come? I just feel like it has too much potential to ignore it right now. So But I do think you can get better entries because it gets cheated
Yeah,
quite quickly when the market goes down. So
true. Yeah, well, it does look like it's a little bit recovered, but we'll see if it can hold 200 this time. Okay, I think we'll move on to Solana. Solana has been kind of, I don't know, cock teasing us a bit. It hasn't really performed in a while. It's kind of drifting sideways for the last, well, hasn't gone anywhere since 2024. Like if you, it's the same price it was in early 2024, like a year ago. So a lot of people are saying, okay, sell all your Solana, buy Hyperliquid, which I don't think is a. I do think Hyperliquid probably outperforms it. But I think our people are being a bit too quick to dismiss Solana and say it's cooked for the cycle. I don't think that whatsoever. I just think it's going to take time for its narrative to come back. Like essentially, the reason Hyperliquid is pumping so much is because its numbers are pumping so much. So the revenue is increasing, the users are increasing, the TVL is increasing. Whereas Solana, even though it's still fundamentally valued, it's not really like the users are staying the same. It's still like doing crazy volume. It's doing all the volume in crypto, but that volume isn't really growing. It has basically all the users in crypto, but like as like such a large number of the traders use Solana on a daily basis, but that figure isn't growing right now. So I think that's what probably why it's stalled out. Like people want to see growth, but even though it is like fundamentally undervalued in comparisons to Ethereum based on its like fundamentals, its metrics, uh, just in the fact that it's not like there's no catalyst that's pumping up its fundamentals in the short term is why it's not really outperforming, in my opinion, at the very moment.
do you Pump Fun pre-sale was this month, apparently.
Yeah.
If it's in Solana, it's probably gonna give a lot of, well, even if it's not, people are probably gonna, if it, I don't know when the TG is, but if it's soon, then wouldn't that be a catalyst for Solana? Because people, wouldn't everyone bridge to Solana to trade Pump Fun?
Yeah. So if Pump Fun, it will get listed on Binance and Coinbase, but it will also be trading on Solana. So if you want to get exposure to Pump Fun, you would have to go buy some Solana and then swap that Solana into the Pump token on a DEX. Like some people will do that. Some people will buy it directly on Coinbase or whatever. But yeah, definitely some people will want exposure on a DEX or like in their ledger. So they'd have to swap it for Sol or USDC, I guess, as well. But like some of the buy pressure will come from people buying Solana to buy Pump.
Yeah, so that could be a catalyst. What do you think about Pump Fun? Are you gonna be going for the pre-sale?
No. Uh, like it's 4 billion. I think, like I said, like I don't know how much. I think the meme coin super cycle is like kind of already past us. So I'm not like. I don't think. I think still memes will do well, and there'll be plenty of memes. Like some memes will make new highs and everything. But I think Pump Fun, like I don't think it has like 10x opportunity from 4 billion. I think that's unlikely in my opinion. I don't really like to buy altcoins unless I think it has like serious upside.
Yeah, that's a fair take.
Yeah,
I just saw this guy on X. I follow Chang. What's his name? Chang underscore
Chang.
DeFi. You
Yeah.
seen it? Yeah. So
No, I
he.
haven't seen that post, but
Oh, okay. So he just launched Chill House Patel on Launchcoin, and then he got sent like a lot of the supply or something. I'm not saying to buy it. I'm not buying it, but
yeah,
um yeah, I just thought that was funny. But yeah, sorry, on Pump, I think I agree with you, but also I would be participating in it because um I think there will also be like a lot of attention on memes because you see with more ads memes right now, they're all pumping, like SPX is all time high. So
yeah,
I think it's a good barometer to like buy pump as a bet on memes, at least in the short term. So
Yeah.
I do think it's gonna ascend, like not crazy, not as much like people might be like, oh, it's the next Trump, maybe, but I do think it can go to like 10 bill or something. So I mean, I will, I don't know how the pre-sale will work. My only concern is 1 billion is such a large raise that that's my only concern. But I think I will be doing it.
Yeah, fair. Like 4 billion isn't like when you actually look at how much money they make and how much like I think they really want to push into the streaming narrative. They want to become the next Twitch or Kick. So I think that those platforms make a fucking shit ton of money. So there is like potential for it to grow its valuation. Um, 4 billion probably is fairly valued for like the amount of fees that they're generating, like currently.
Yeah, because like Farcoin itself is like 1.4.
Yeah.
That's how I valued it. So like I was like, WIF is 1 billion, Farcoin's 1.4, and WIF went to 4 or 5 by itself. So then 4 billion seems like reasonable for to send Pump Fund to maybe 10 or something.
Well,
It
like
might struggle
Pump
after
Fund,
that.
Pump Fund makes almost 1 billion annually, so that would be like a price to earnings ratio of 4, which
Yeah,
is like that's like the price to earnings ratio of like the slowest growth company in the S&P 500. So like on a fundamentals basis, it's actually super undervalued. But the point is that is it going to be able to generate those revenues like
I think they'll announce a
next year?
flywheel.
Like next year and the year following, and like will they be making $1 billion every year? Will they making $2 billion in 5 years time? That I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they'll announce some sort of flywheel maybe to get the thing to sell out as well.
Yeah.
Because of Launchcoin, they're probably looking at that. And but yeah, I agree with you. I think short term, like yeah, fees will be fine and it will do well. But yeah, it's not one I would probably hold for like too long. I'd probably just do the pre-sale, maybe take a 2-3x if that happens. Maybe I don't know, we don't know, but my guess is it can do a 2-3x, and then I'll take that and move on to something else.
Yeah, so if it does do a 2 to 3x, then probably the trenches will be back because
And
people
launch
will,
with pump as well, by the way.
yeah, for sure. Launch would definitely pump. So if it does pump on TGE, the trenches would be saved because, if it went from, say, the pre-sales like a few hundred million, people like you made it 2 or 3x, $500 million turns into 1.5 billion. They sell some of it, and there's another $1 billion that can go into the trenches. But if
I do
it
think
doesn't
that could
cook,
happen.
yeah, if it doesn't cook and it goes below or it stays the same or goes below, then 500 million has been taken out of the trenches, and
Yeah.
so it's a double-edged sword a little bit.
To be honest, they should have just launched it already because while everyone was so euphoric yesterday and today, they should have
Yeah,
just done the pre-sale would have filled and then they should have launched it. And now it's like a bit weird, the market. We'll see though. Hopefully it'll be fine.
yeah. Just lastly on Solana, did you see they should be getting the ETF? Potentially, they'll be getting the ETF soon, which is great.
That's a very
Because
good catalyst.
yeah, that would be sick.
And the staking thing, right? There was some news about potentially yield or something that could happen. So
Exactly. Solana ETF. Here we go. So if we zoom out on this, we can see the chances of the Solana ETF was like 50%, and then it dropped all the way to 14%, and then recently it pumped up to 60%. So there's a 60% chance that it'll be approved by the end of July. So that's brilliant. And yeah, you're right. They've like made the SEC asked the companies filing to make adjustments so that they could include staking, or there was some law that passed that said, like the CFTC or one of them said that staking doesn't count as a security. So that means they can include staking. And that also is the same for Ethereum. So that's bullish for ETH and Solana.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, good news generally all around.
And while we're on this platform, I think Polymarket is the most underfarmed project in crypto right now. Like, I think this is the best thing to be airdrop farming. So that's alpha for anyone who's watching, but don't tell anyone else because I don't want you to dilute me.
I agree.
But yeah, there's no like, no one knows if they're going to do an airdrop. They always said they're not. But like, everyone says they're not going to do an airdrop. The reason I think this is going to be a good airdrop is because, number one, no one's really farming it. Like, there's no industrial farmers because they said there's, like, people aren't talking about it. And it's also partnered with Twitter now. You saw that, did you?
Yeah, that's pretty big news. Do you know what that partnership like means for Polymarket?
Not exactly. Like, I guess maybe you'll be able to bet within the Twitter homepage, or like on Twitter, you'll be able to place bets using Polymarket directly, or using Polymarket on the back end. There would be little bet this way, bet that way, because X or Twitter is like the hub for news. People want to know, like, what's the most likely outcome, and the best way to determine that is to make people put money on it. So I'm trying to find the actual post. Here we are. Yeah, so that's all that was said. So we don't know exactly how it's going to work, but that's really big, I think, just for crypto in general, that people are actually finding value in crypto and applications. We're finally getting somewhere. So yeah, it's going to be like Polymarket, I'd say, make a fortune. Well, actually, never mind. They don't actually charge fees, but they have so much volume going through them. Like, they're one of the, I'd say, like, top 5, maybe top 10 use cases for crypto is prediction market. So I think it's quite slept on, and it's getting this huge partnership, which is pretty amazing for it.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's definitely one to farm, and yeah, you can just delta neutral hedge it. Like I think we spoke about it, where you just use a
Yeah,
different
exactly.
platform like Myriad and do the opposite trade.
Yeah,
Like you do yes, like on one and no on the other, and then
yeah,
you
risk
probably lose
free.
a bit on fees or something, but it won't be that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. The thing about Polymarket is there's no fees, actually, so it's pretty
Yeah, that's true.
amazing.
That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why there is no fees, because they've been making a fucking rake in fees. But anyway, probably down the line. Do you want to talk about Plasma? I don't know if there's much to say. Just like, fuck Plasma, it's going to zero.
So I wanted to participate in it. So it's the stablecoin blockchain backed by Founders Fund, which is Peter Thiel's fund, and you know, stablecoins is such a big narrative with Circle IPO doing so well. So
Yeah,
I wanted to participate in this, which retail could do the thing. So it's on Kobe's platform, new ICO platform, Sona, but they blocked the UK and some other countries, so I couldn't
oh, did they?
participate. Yeah, and they said they would screen the KYC. So I didn't even because I knew I could use a VPN, but then they would just still screen me out, I'm sure. So I didn't even bother to try. But yeah, I
Right.
heard I don't know if you tried, but yeah, I just heard that like Justin Sun and some whales just took up all the supply and put high gas, like $100,000 gas, just to take it
Yeah,
all.
literally, like, I got nothing in. I was like very excited to participate in it. I thought, I knew it was going to be a cook, but yeah, there was like no hope unless, well, I kind of messed up because I didn't have token approvals set up for USDC or USDT. So by the time I clicked deposit and put those token approvals through in order to be able to send the tokens, it was already full. Like, it was full within like a few seconds. Like 500 million, 250 million was gone within a minute. Like so, and people were just ratcheting up the gas. Well,
I was gonna say
yeah,
you probably could have sped up your gas. The thing is, you probably didn't expect it. So like, because I expected this to fill, but not like because it was 250 mil or whatever. I didn't expect it to fill in like a minute, which it did, right? So like apparently you had to then open the ether scan, right, and check the block and
yeah,
then speed up your gas. Um,
yeah. You
which
probably had
you
to pay
know
a fortune in gas.
you probably had to pay a fortune, yeah. So it wouldn't be worth it if you weren't even depositing much because I think it got 10x oversubscribed as well, and so you're gonna get
Yeah,
so diluted with your amount. I mean, I'm kind of bearish on it in a way. I was bullish, but I'm kind of bearish that they let this happen. I'm like,
yeah,
I personally wouldn't want to buy Justin Sun's, bags. I'd rather just buy the Circle IPO or something else now. So
yeah, yeah. There's probably a better way to do it. Um, in the fact that like it just kind of yeah, Wales got through. Maybe they should have done some raffle or something. Like you have to KYC in order to be able to participate. So I don't know, something like that would have been better with a limit on how much you could invest. Anyway, it doesn't matter at this point. But yeah, it's probably gonna pump on TGE, but I'm not gonna buy it after. I'm not gonna buy it. I'm not gonna be exit liquidity personally
same
for
here,
it.
yeah. Yeah, because they blocked the UK, blocked where I live, I'm not going to support. The thing is, Pump Fun actually blocks the UK as well. I don't know why the UK
Really?
is. Yeah, yeah, you can get on it with
Jeez.
VPN, but you can't download the app or anything. It's annoying because of that reason, never hardly use Pump Fund directly. And the airdrop's probably going to reward people who use the website, whereas I was using like meme scope on Photon, so I would probably
Right.
just get filtered out as a trading bot. So yeah, bit annoying.
Yeah. Speaking of meme coins, I should probably talk about this. Pure
What is that
crime.
useless? Oh no, this is what was that one again?
Or
All right, yeah. Is this
yeah.
who's done this? Has Binance listed it? That's what I saw on X, but I don't know if that's true.
Let me see if Binance listed it because I heard that as well. Binance Aura. Yeah, I guess it did. Why the fuck do they list a $1 million meme coin?
It's
Uh,
so weird, yeah.
so weird. It's just literally crime. Yeah, like I was telling you before the show started, I think I literally sold it like I don't know here or something.
Duh.
I like bought it all around here. Like I was quite bullish on it, and then obviously memes died. I was like, oh, this one's never coming back. I might as well just start selling all my meme coins that I think are dead. And then this happens. But anyway,
I've never seen a
yeah,
chart look like that with the candle like that.
yeah, that is just
I've seen it
outrageous.
the other way around when it's rug pulled, but not like a green one. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and but it also means there's a lot of like, it's not like the big meme coins. It's all the tiny meme coins like that basically went to zero, had a really really good day. Like basically any meme coin that was like basically a micro cap at this point just had a really really green day because of this. So maybe the trenches are maybe not back, but back on life support.
yeah. Have you seen a Labubu? That's the one I was trading in out of, but I sadly sold it too
No.
early, and now I'm watching for an entry again because it dumped and then it just came back like crazy. So I think it's
Oh,
got
La Boo Boo,
legs.
sorry.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Labubu.
There we go.
This one could be crimed by Binance too, by the way, because I've seen that Binance lady who lists coins interact with it.
Oh, really?
I mean, she's interacted with things that never got listed and went to zero, so it's not guaranteed. But I mean, I'm looking out for an entry on this again because I think I sold it like 32, and it went to
Yeah.
like 50 or 60 yesterday or today, and it's retraced now to 39. So maybe I should buy here. I don't know, but I might just wait. I'm not fussed. If I don't get an entry, I'm not bothered because I don't want to, if
Risk.
it could go lower. Yeah, yeah. Whereas I tend to do better buying newer coins, whereas Labubu's a bit old now. So
Yeah. Are you holding any memes for the medium term?
so the only meme I have a decent amount of is Fartcoin, which I am
Yeah.
holding. And
Fuck.
do I hold anything else? No, so I Launchcoin like that. Well, that's not a meme coin.
Yeah.
So I am looking at meme coins, but I'm not. Nothing really strikes me as good apart from Labubu because Labubu is it's very big in Asia. Like yesterday, I think a Labubu sold for like I don't know, crazy amount of money. Let me see. It was like reported by Bloomberg. How much did it sell for? Um, where is the tweet? I think Raheem posted about it. Anyway, it was a lot of money for like this little doll, and Nifty Wap likes it too, and he's saying that he keeps trying to buy them, and they sell out in seconds because apparently they do like limited sales, and they're really hard to get, and then you can resell them for loads.
Jesus. How much are
Yeah.
they? Like,
They're really cheap, but then it's so impossible to get them. You have to pay loads on secondary.
that's
They prob
crazy.
Yeah, they
That's
probably
very
get
little
botted.
doll. Oh my god.
Um,
It's like in real life NFTs.
exactly. So that's why I like this one. But at the same time, it's as you said, memes are a bit weak right now. So it wouldn't surprise me if this doesn't perform as well as I think it might.
Yeah.
It sold for
I
150,000. I found it. Yeah,
Jesus.
yesterday it sold
That's
for.
crazy.
It's a human-sized Labubu. Was auctioned and sold. So yeah, so that's
Fucking
why
hell.
this thing is it's it has some sort of Mudeng type vibe. That's why I kind of like it.
Is it Japanese?
I think it's Chinese.
Chinese.
Not sure.
Okay. Anyway, I suppose it doesn't matter.
What
But
what
yeah,
entry would you say is good based on this chart?
based on the chart,
Hmm.
probably here, 30 million.
30 mil. Yeah, that sounds about right. I will wait for that entry, hopefully.
Yeah. But I know nothing about this token, to be honest. Like, I'm still holding a fucking way too much meme coins. But the main ones that I'm holding, like the short term, the newer ones, still house coin. I still think that it's due for another pump.
It has a lot of mind share. People keep trying to FUD it. So that means
Yeah.
people, it's top of people's mind.
Yeah. And like, you know, it's been bouncing here for a while. So it's either gonna go crash or it's gonna fucking rip. So it's one or the other around this like $30 million range. So I do think it'll probably hopefully go this way rather than that way. The other one I like, the other kind of smaller ones I like, it's still like neat, even though it's basically gone to zero. But I think it's just so funny. And matches
I
my
think it's
lifestyle.
I think yeah, I think it would like track house coin, right? So I think
Yeah,
yeah,
potentially.
it's I think at this level is probably a good buy. Maybe I might buy some of this one actually. I really like Neat as well.
Some of their videos are so funny. I don't know if you've watched them.
I have it. I have to have a
The
look.
Twitter. Yeah, I'll send you one later. It's so
All
funny
right.
though. I also said I give Chill House a shout out.
I love Chill House. I've never bought it and I probably never will, but it's so funny. Like it's more funny
Man,
than Chill
so
Guy.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And the founder or the dev watches my videos, or the CTO guy. So that's he
Nice.
sent me a DM. Um, But yeah, it's kind of breaking out. Like this was obviously resistance, and it's just broken out
It's
of it.
pretty strong. Yeah.
It's and the content they're putting out is so funny, in my opinion. So it's just it's
If
the
this
more
could break,
retarded the
yeah, this
meme,
could be the next big coin, actually. It sounds weird because it's a derivative, but it's
it's a
just
double
its own
derivative.
thing. Yeah. It could be,
So
it could
not
be,
the
this could be like a big runner. You never know.
yeah,
It's-
the most ridiculous coins are usually the best bet, and it's low market cap. It's only 6 mil.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna probably buy it and I'll regret it, but this is my prediction. This is gonna be a big runner.
Okay, I'm gonna buy it then, and make you sad.
Um, do you hold like SPX or any of Murad's tokens?
I actually I was in XBX before it like popped, but I sold loads of it along the way, so I only hold a couple thousand still. So I was so surprised that it bounced back that much. Like
I actually wasn't
I thought it was
surprised.
done. Well,
I
like
wasn't surprised because if I'm like some sort of like, if I don't have enough time, maybe I'm a VC or something, and I want to bet on memes, uh, I would just bet on the biggest shiller of memes, which is Murad. I think he's the biggest guy, right? Even more than Anson probably.
yeah,
So that's the only reason. Maybe that's why people are buying it. I think it might
just
retrace though.
made an all-time high. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, made an all-time high.
Oh my
And the
god.
thing is, though, if the market does continue, I expect SPX to do pretty well, and then I might buy some of the other tokens on Murad's list because
It's
he'll start
flipped
shilling them as well.
Farcoin.
Yeah,
Jesus,
it's stronger than
this is like the
Farcoin.
biggest meme.
Yeah.
Jesus. Now I hold actually a lot of Giga, but that hasn't
Giga
really
pumped crazy today. I think it's retraced now, but it did pump.
it's retrace. Yeah, like Murad needs to start shilling my bags more. Well, I do
I
have a
actually
little
think
bit
he
of
will.
SPX.
I actually
Yeah,
think he's
this
going to
is
do
his
it.
coin as well. Yeah.
I think
Oh
it's a
yeah.
good bet to buy some of some of the other ones, but only the good ones on his list. Like I wouldn't buy. There's some really weird
Yeah.
low cap ones that I wouldn't buy on his list, but like
Yeah, he
Apu or
needs to
something
update
is
that
weird.
list.
He needs
Yeah,
that
he has like
Farcoin to the list because that's just like clearly should be there. So
he has stuff like Banana Cat or something on it, doesn't
yeah,
he?
some terrible ones. It's like he's
Yeah.
like Bond guy. Bond guy has like he shows some good tokens and then he shows some really weird low caps and then he just messes up. Like
Yeah, some of these like this is just not funny at all. I don't know why people were shilling this.
useless. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had this
Oh, it's
token
fucking
right.
ripped as well, bro. Oh
I
my
know.
god.
The
Oh,
thing is, he wrote some big thesis, so I shouldn't have faded him on it because he has so much money.
yeah.
Um,
The thesis was so cringe as well.
it was so cringe. The thing I had
Anyway,
this token, I sold it at like 30 mil because it was decent
yeah,
profit. I was like, whatever, like, but
yeah,
again, this is like probably Bond guy's flagship token now, so he could send it higher. I'm not going to buy it though, but
yeah, yeah. I kind of, if I don't think a meme is funny, I'm just not ever gonna buy it. Like even if I think it's gonna perform well, it goes against my principles.
it's just really forced. Like it doesn't like
It's
Farcoin
so
was more
forced.
natural, whereas this one he's trying
Yeah.
to do like Farcoin, but it's just forced. So.
Yes, and then Lexapro is getting involved as well. I've seen
Yeah,
his novels that he writes.
he's cringe as well. I've never been that big a fan of his, but I do follow him because I know he has a lot of sway. So
Yeah, like I feel like if Bonkai and Lexapro, if they just followed the dip wheeler approach and just picked one coin, like they'd do so much better overall. Isn't it
yeah,
like don't fear the man who shills 10,000 coins, fear the man who shills one coin 10,000 times.
yeah, that's a good saying. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like Murad, right? Like I know he shows other coins, but now he just focused on SPX, so it kind
He's
of
taken a leaf out
makes
of
sense.
Dip Wheeler's playbook for sure. He's
Yeah.
probably actually thought about that and been like, oh, I should just shill one and I'll make way more money.
you know what he'll do? He's probably trying to get SPX to like 2 bill or something crazy, and then
Yeah,
he knows everyone's going to buy the other basket of his coins, even if he doesn't really shill that
talk about
much.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, he's being more smart this time. So
yeah,
yeah, I might look at his list again and see if I should buy anything.
yeah. Just on memes, if you're jumping into the trenches for the people watching, I'd say a good place to be looking if you're, looking for somewhere new. I would be looking in the hyper EVM trenches. Like all the coins here are pretty shit. Like there's not really any good memes here yet, but I think with hype token going up, there's going to be some big runners on here. Even this one perp coin is starting to come back. So yeah, I would be keeping an eye on the hype trenches as well, just as a side tangent.
And Avalanche, I've been liking Avalanche trenches as well.
Yeah,
Daniel
I haven't
Siesta
even
is
looked.
making it pretty fun.
Yeah, what's going on over there? Like, why are avalanche trenches booming?
So, do you remember Stars Arena, that social fi?
Yeah.
I was pretty big in it, so I got a decent airdrop, and so you get it dripped. So every month or 6 weeks, you get an unlock. So I'm always there, just checking and claiming, and I actually stake it because I it's really good. I actually really like it, and so they made a coin launch pad, and the
Mm.
top stakers get airdrops to all the coins. I'm not a top staker, but you have to stake like a lot. But um, they're sending the Avalanche Foundation are sending a lot of the coins on there. And then I didn't buy any of them, but what got me interested was Daniel Siesta from the guy who does Hey Anon and Time Wonderland. He started chilling Lambo, so then I bought that one, and that's been doing pretty well. Sold quite a lot of it today, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
Jesus.
yeah. So, but I want to buy it or the retrace of it because it went too high, I think. So I want to wait for a dip, but yeah, I think Stars Arena is pretty interesting. It's pretty hard to know what coins are going to do well, but because Daniel Siesta is such a big guy and he was shilling this when I bought it, so I'm probably not gonna. What I'm doing is I did trade another coin as well, and then I sold it and I bought more Arena token because it's like a flywheel kind of like launch coin as well. So that's what I'm doing over here.
Okay, interesting. I only ever came to Avalanche once. I bought the cock coin. I don't know if that's even still there. Black
COQ,
cock
yeah,
coin.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Is that still there?
Yeah, I think it's still okay market cap. It's been flipped by
Oh, it's only 40 million.
Yeah, the top meme now is Ket, It's like Frog,
Really?
like it's a copy of that, but it's at 400 mil or something.
Jesus. Bro,
Yeah,
that just went up to 600 million.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah,
Over
yeah.
four.
It did really well. It could be one that comes back actually. I think the community is pretty good, but KET is the top coin on a top meme coin on Avalanche.
I could get behind that for sure.
So that one, the found is very good, and I don't hold it.
Jesus.
But yeah, this one is like very supply controlled, so it'll do well. So,
Okay.
but I'm a big fan of Lambo. It's just like a fun coin. I don't know how long it'll last. If Daniel Siesta gets bored and stops posting, it won't do well. But yeah, otherwise it should. It could be one that rivals Cat maybe.
Okay, so good to know. Yeah, because the Solana trenches might be, it's quite competitive, to say the least. Quite competitive. Lots of, grifting, lots of bundling supplies and stuff. So maybe it's a little bit more PVE on other chains until Solana starts making a run again. Um, maybe it's best to, if you're looking in the very low trenches, to maybe look elsewhere.
Yeah, yeah. If you go on arena.social, you can then because it's like X and people post and show and there's spaces and it's quite active. Like if you're going to trade in Avalanche, you need to probably be there.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's going to be hard because I don't have the time to do that. So, but if you want to be catching the new launches and stuff, probably just should be there.
Yeah. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? Anything else that was piquing your interest recently?
No, I think we covered all the big topics. Yeah, I can't think of anything else actually. How about yourself?
No, I think we've said enough. Hopefully everyone enjoyed the show. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in. And thanks a mil, ComfyGen. Welcome home.
Cheers, man.
All right. Well, I'll see everyone next week, and cheers, ComfyGen. I'll see you next week as well.
All right, peace.
All right, see you guys. Cheers.